Hey guys, coming to you with another YouTube video on time and money. So I'm going to draw out some stuff and hopefully be posting this to YouTube sometime this afternoon. Like I said, my name's John Holiday and I want to talk about time and money. So let's move over here to my drawing board. And I want to draw out a diagram I learned about a long time ago. I learned this in a book called Your Money or Your Life. And basically, I'm drawing a big old graph. I'm going to try to scale out so you can see the whole graph. And in this book, Your Money or Your Life, it talks about the two things you have to have for lifestyle. You have to have time and money. So basically, I'm going to put some representation of time across the bottom here. Bear with me while I'm working on it. And my throat's kind of scratchy too, so I apologize in advance. This month happens to be the first day of July, so what I've done is put a whole bunch of letters across the bottom here. And I'll explain it real quick. That's March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. What I have here is represented several months. Almost 2 years worth, 3 years worth. Over here, I'll put some hash marks and they're going to represent money. No set increments. Just want you to know that vertically represents money and horizontally represents time. So we'll say the very bottom right here is 0. We'll say maybe 100, 300, 500, 700, 1,000, 1,200. I'm just making this up. 1,500, 1,700, 2,000. 2,200, 2,500, 2,800, 3,000, 3,200, 3,500. Let's see, 4,000, 4,200, 4,400, 4,800, 5,000. And then we'll say 5,500, and we'll say 6,000. Alright, so on the left hand side we have all these numbers. Across the bottom here we have all these months represented. And if you go back and watch my other video on cash flow quadrants, or if you YouTube or Google cash flow quadrants, you will see that there's an active income on one side and a passive income on the other. So what I want to do now is graph out active income. We talked about in active income that there's a floor as well as a ceiling. So a floor is basically what you bring home on a regular basis. So I'm going to pick a round number, $3,000. We'll just say that somebody's budget based upon their job and their work lets them bring home about $3,000. Whether that's a month, every 2 weeks, every week, it doesn't really matter. Every now and then it'll be a little less if they get sick. Every now and then they'll work a little extra and it may be more. But for the most part, it's a steady line because their active income basically is the same. Once again, I got all this concept in a book called Your Money or Your Life by Joe Dominex. I read it in 1992, so it was a long time ago. So basically you have this line right here. For the most part it's pretty straight, and this represents active income. So I'm going to write the word active right here, active income. Put a $ sign so you can see that active income. And then basically we have a red line, and my red ink's not working too good, so we'll see how this works. You have debt plus living expenses. So you have, in this vertical column right here, you have debt and then you have the living expenses. I separate the two because you can't go below your living expenses without changing your lifestyle, but you can get out of debt and lower your red line, as I call it. So basically, as you get out of debt, the red line comes down. The O will probably stay about the same. I'm running out of ink already. Way out of ink. Alright, I'm going to have to change colors. Sorry, guys. Changed it to black. As your debt gets gone and your lifestyle gives you this little gap right here, meaning you live within your means. That's an important concept that a lot of people haven't learned. If this line right here, this red line, is ever above the blue line, then you're living way outside of your means. That is a formula for disaster. If you have any gap here, you are winning. So this is good. So the way you get a gap is you lower your debt down to your living expenses. You make sure that you live below your means, and it gives you this area right here. I'll do that in green, so that's extra money. That's called surplus. Surplus is used then to use over on the other side of the cash flow quadrant, which is the passive income. So I'll start drawing that down here. Basically, whether you do it through the stock market, real estate, have royalties, own a network marketing, or a franchise, you start developing a residual income, a passive income, and you start getting a curve here, and each month it may increase until it gets to the point of critical mass. Then all of a sudden it kind of takes off like a bell curve and goes straight up like a rocket. I'll show you what that looks like. So basically we have a curve going on right here, like so. This point right here is very critical. That's what we call financial independence. That is when your passive income, let's write the word passive, put a dollar sign. It's when your passive income exceeds your monthly expenses, you become financially independent. When your passive income exceeds your active income, you can retire. Let's change colors. That's called retirement. Retirement as we know it from like a traditional job, whether being an employee or self-employed. If your passive income is greater than your active income for greater than 4 years, it usually equals millionaire status. So, if you're looking to be a millionaire, this is the formula right here. So it takes two things to have lifestyle. It takes time, that's representation of time, and it takes money. That's representation of money. We get our money one of 4 ways. You're either an employee or you're self-employed, and that's active income. That's represented by this blue line right here. So you go to work and you get a paycheck. We have a living expense. That's our lifestyle, plus our debt. As we pay off our debt, we do Dave Ramsey and walk through the baby steps. Then we decrease our living expenses. We decrease our debt down to our living expenses, and we have this gap here called surplus. Also, as you develop a residual income, you have all this stuff right here, and this right here is more surplus. So this is surplus. Surplus. This is surplus. So both of those surpluses get dumped back into making this bell curve go straight up like a rocket. Once your amount per month exceeds your expenses, you are financially independent. And once it exceeds your active income, you are at the ability to retire from your active income. Once you've done that for about 3 to 4 years, you're probably a millionaire on paper by then. Probably a millionaire, cash millionaire, if you're doing your money right. So anyway, been going about 10 minutes now, so I thought I would just share that with you guys. And that is time and money. Hope y'all have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.